Good evening, viewers. Today's breaking story comes from the United States of America, a nation at the center of political, economic, and global turmoil. From a full government shutdown to tense international diplomacy, America is once again making headlines that are shaking not just Washington, but the entire world. Let's break down the top developments. The most dramatic headline today is the official shutdown of the U.S. government. This marks the first shutdown since 2018, and it has thrown America into deep uncertainty. The reason? Congress failed to pass a funding bill after bitter clashes between Democrats and Republicans. President Donald Trump and his Republican allies demanded major spending cuts and new funding priorities, while Democrats blocked the bill, accusing the administration of political manipulation. As a result, federal agencies across the country are closing doors. Thousands of government workers are being furloughed without pay. National parks, museums, and federal offices are suspending services. Even basic services like passport processing and housing assistance are being slowed down. The White House has circulated internal memos instructing employees to blame Democrats in their automatic out-of-office replies, showing just how political this crisis has become. On the other hand, Democrats say Trump is using the shutdown as a weapon to weaken opposition-led states. This shutdown isn't just a domestic story. It sends a powerful signal to the world. If the U.S. government can't even keep itself open, what does that mean for America's global leadership? In the middle of this chaos, President Trump has announced what he calls a historic deal with pharmaceutical giant Pfizer. The agreement would set drug prices in the U.S. based on a most favored nation policy. Simply put, Americans would not pay more for new medicines than patients in other developed countries like Canada, Germany, or Japan. Trump hailed the deal as a victory for working Americans, promising it would finally stop pharmaceutical companies from overcharging U.S. citizens. However, critics say the timing is suspicious, announced right as the shutdown dominates headlines. Many analysts believe Trump is trying to shift the conversation and show he's still delivering results despite the government chaos. Still, if implemented, this could reshape the global pharmaceutical market and make the U.S. a price setter rather than a price taker. Adding to America's turmoil, a shocking shooting occurred at a Dallas ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility. Reports confirm that multiple shots were fired, causing panic and leading to a lockdown of the facility. Police are investigating possible motives, but so far, details remain scarce. This attack highlights the deep divide over immigration policy in the U.S. Trump's hardline stance on border control and deportations has already sparked protests, and now, violence has entered the scene. International observers warn that such incidents fuel the narrative that America is becoming unstable not only politically, but also socially and culturally. While the U.S. struggles with shutdowns and shootings at home, the White House is preparing for an important meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The two leaders are set to discuss Iran's growing influence in the Middle East, the possibility of new security agreements, and the role of U.S. Israel cooperation in regional conflicts. This meeting comes at a highly sensitive time. Iran and Israel have been locked in escalating tensions, and any signal from Washington could either calm or inflame the situation. By hosting Netanyahu during a shutdown, Trump is sending a message to the world. Even if America is in crisis at home, its foreign policy ambitions remain strong. In yet another controversial move, the Trump administration has reportedly frozen infrastructure and transit funding for several Democratic-led states, including New York. Critics are calling this a direct attack on opposition states during the shutdown. Projects related to public transit, road construction, and even climate resilience could face indefinite delays. Democratic governors are furious, accusing the White House of weaponizing federal money to punish political rivals. Meanwhile, Trump supporters argue that wasteful blue state spending should not be funded by federal taxpayers. This funding freeze not only intensifies the red versus blue divide inside the United States, but also creates serious risks for the U.S. economy and supply chains. Taken together, these developments are shaking the world's perception of America. A government shutdown signals political dysfunction. A drug price deal shows America trying to rewrite global rules in the pharmaceutical industry. A shooting at ICE raises alarms about domestic instability. A meeting with Netanyahu could alter Middle Eastern geopolitics. And a funding freeze on democratic states highlights America's worsening internal divisions. For allies and rivals alike, these events raise one big question. Is the United States still a stable superpower, or is it drifting into chaos? Tonight, the eyes of the world are on Washington. From shutdowns to shootings, from diplomacy to deep divisions, America stands at a crossroads. One thing is clear. Whatever happens in the United States doesn't just stay in the United States. It shakes the entire world. Stay tuned for more updates only here. Thank you for watching video, share, like, and subscribe to my channel for more news updates.